All right, thank you very much, girls. I'd now like to call on our principal, Mr. Glenn Robinson.
Thanks, Ms Buxton. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land which we meet, the Bachelor people, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Well, it's been an interesting year, hasn't it? Your cohort of students have had a truly unique educational experience throughout your schooling career. You are the first full prep cohort. You're the first year 7s into secondary school. The first cohort in the new QCE system with an ATAR. And how about we just throw in, to make things interesting, a worldwide pandemic. I must, however, congratulate you in taking on these challenges, adapting to the new rules, structures and requirements and coming out the other side. Congratulations to each and every one of you in taking up the challenge of the 100% attainment of your QCE. I know that Mr Austin mentioned that some of you still have some work, but I'm confident that with the support of the Year 12 team, and in particular your head of year, Ms Buxton, and head of senior school, Mr Austin, you'll achieve this qualification. This will allow you to have a life of choice rather than chance. Congratulations to each and every one of you who's been acknowledged today, because you have obviously set your goals, worked out a plan to achieve those goals, worked hard to overcome any challenges, and now are being rewarded for those efforts. Mine will be a very brief speech today, and I'm going to conclude with a thought from a gentleman by the name of Michelangelo. The greatest danger for most of us lies in not setting our aim too high and falling short, but setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. As you go through life and the business of life gets in the way, the above quote from Michelangelo reminds us that those who remain focused on the right work and continue to strive for your targets and goals, you will make a difference. I hope that each of you makes a difference that makes the world a better place for all of us. Thank you.
That cheeky Mr Robinson, he's been tricking me for the last few days, saying he was going to do like 10 minutes, but that was awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get down to the business end of this kind of an event, and that is the giving of some awards. So this first set of awards for today will be announced, and Mrs Cooper, who is multi-talented in our school, she is our P&C president and our guidance officer that looks after our year level of students. I will ask her to be up front in front of the flag, please, to congratulate the next 6 student names that I call out. Now, these students in this little session will not receive anything because their prizes and awards and medallions are in their next round of awards. So they'll be issued a little bit later. The criteria for achievement of one of these academic awards is a minimum of 8 A ratings and nothing below a B in Semester 2 of 2019 and Semester 1 of 2020 reports. So, as we have not had a rehearsal for this, some of you may not even know that you're getting one of these awards. So when I call your name, could you please just come up? We're going to use this pathway here, around to the front, be congratulated by Mrs Cooper, and then you walk to the next room to have a photograph done with Mr Baker. Then you come back around and sit back down in your seat. So our first grade 12 student for one of these academic awards is Daniel Cottrell. Archie Hines, Emily Honfe, Ethan Laskowski, Charlie Springall, and Talua Springall. All right, thank you very much. That group can move forward to Mr Baker, and congratulations on your efforts for this year and last year. Big thanks to Mrs Cooper as well. I would now like to call on Mrs Chapman our year level manager to come forward, and she's going to congratulate the students who receive the next couple of awards. One of these awards is named after a beautiful teacher who sadly passed a couple of years ago, and it is the Deb Creswell Special Education Award. That award goes to, well, there are like two awards, a male and a female student. The female student is being awarded to a year 11 this year, but our year 12 one for the boy goes to Ash Ryan. So Ash, would you please make your way forward? And it's a student who's demonstrated outstanding levels of effort and participation in all aspects of their schooling. And it doesn't look like Ash is in here. Oh, what a shame. Okay, so we'll catch up with Ash a little later. The next one is the Rotary Club of Harvey Bay Sunrise Award. This one also goes one award to a male, another award to a female, and they are students who have given significant service to the school community. So I'd like to call now on Lachlan Penman and Jessica Griffin to accept the Rotary Club of Harvey Bay Sunrise Award. Congratulations, Lachlan and Jessica. This long-standing award, the next one, is the Harvey Bay City Rotary Club for Outstanding Service to the School. This is a student who has been awarded for putting the needs of the school before self and has been committed to always promoting Urangan State High School. And because I know this little person quite well, I'm aware that they have been doing the promotion of Urangan State High School since the minute they walked into grade 7. So this award goes to Miss Caitlin Byrne of Year 12. All right, it is my pleasure now, or sort of my pleasure, to call on Monique Holly-Pettiford, the Triton captain. Monique has prepared a speech, come forward Monique, so that she can gloat at Baylor and Cowrie, because Triton's name features a few times on that shield. So over to Monique.
On behalf of Shani, Triton and I, we'd like to start by thanking everyone who came to the carnivals that were held this year. To those who worked with us as a team and those who worked against us as competitors, we'd also like to appreciate each and every single one of you. We also would like to acknowledge that we know we've had a hard year this year, and the fact that you've all come in and put in the hard yard for it all, we'd really appreciate that. We'd also like to wish you all the best of luck for your future years and hope that it's better than this one.
Thank you, Mrs. Chapman, and thank you to Monique. The gentleman that does the engraving of our shields and medallions hopes that one day he has to learn how to spell Baylor and Cowrie, because all he's been doing for 6 years is engraving Triton. All right, our next person that's going to be doing some presenting is one of our house managers, Mr. Kurt Richardson. So please come forward, Kurt. All right, this list of students that will come forward to receive awards are the students that at the time that decisions were made around who was the highest achiever in these subjects, they at that time, back in term 3, were the highest achievers. It gets a little tricky now that we've just stepped into term 4, maybe some other pieces of assessment have happened, and maybe that has been a slight shift, but there has to be a point in time to make a decision, and we had to make a call so we could get everything organised. So firstly, I'm going to work through the names of all of the subjects. A big acknowledgement to Mr. Austin for preparing all of these lists. So our ancient history top student is Paul Picorni. Please come forward, please. For biology, we have Ashlyn Pierce. We also, for biology, have Daniel Cottrell, who also scoops the pools with his mathematical methods and specialist maths. For business, we have Talua Springall And not only is she good at business, but she topped Chinese. One of the students who topped Chinese. Thank you. For business studies, we have Isaac Ferret, and Isaac was also the top student in digital solutions. In Cert 2 in outdoor recreation, I'd like to call on Miss Jessica Williams. Our Certificate 4 in music industry, we have Kayla Binkins, and Kayla's great at her music, as you saw, but she's also pretty good at early childhood studies, so well done, Kayla. I'd like to now call on Emily Honfei. Emily has topped her chemistry, but also music and music extension, so well done you. Someone else who's topped in the chemistry is Ethan Laskowski, but not just chemistry. Why not general English and physics to boot? Thank you. Oh, may I remind you, in your envelopes today, there are some gift vouchers that have been placed in there and beautiful certificates that have been prepared by Shonda in our office. Our Chinese group must be very talented at that language because we had quite a group. We've already called out one student who'd won. So there's a couple of others in that area for Chinese language. So I'd like to call on Brooke Boyd, Charlie Springall. Charlie also was one of the top students for general English, and Miss Chelsea Twitt. I'm going to say the top ones for dance. However, as you may realise, for dance and dance in practice at the moment, those students are over in the PA in the gym doing what they do best with today's concert. So Georgia Paik and Shani Wilson will receive their awards at our formal on Friday the 20th. But just so that you're aware that they've done pretty well in that too. So Georgia also topped dance in practices and essential English. Shani received top results in her dance. So digital solutions. Another student has received top marks there, and that is Tom Benyon. Congratulations, Thomas. For drama, we have Miss Sophia Lysart. Sophia is also good at visual art and vis art in practice. Yay! If you need something built, fixed, or whatever, call on Jackson Brisky because he's topped engineering skills and furnishing skills. So I hope you're going to look at some of those apprenticeships. Well done, Jackson. In our essential math team, Brooke McDowell and Miss Riley Mason. Alana Van Rooyen has topped film, television and new media and visual art. For general maths, Dax Gallagher, please. Come on. The student who has topped our health education is Caitlin Byrne, and we're going to actually take a pause in proceedings while we congratulate Caitlin. She's going to take the microphone and have a little bit of a chat to us about her participation in school council.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson, for handing out those awards. Good afternoon, everyone. I've been asked to come and speak to you all about the School Council and what we have achieved for the school community within 2020. The School Council is a group of school executive members, council representatives, teachers and senior students who oversee and discuss the plans within the school in hope of improving the school community for all members. 2020 has been a pretty crazy year for everyone at Urangin and the rest of the world. With COVID determining what we can and can't do, not many changes have been made within the school community, but nonetheless there has been improvements made and maintenance carried out. During my participation of the school council, we oversaw the impact that COVID had on the well-being and academic achievement of students. We changed our aspirations for what the school council could do for the school, and lastly, we implemented the government school improvement strategy within our school. As a result of these changes, the school council has made an impact on improving the school community for all members. Lastly, I would like to close by informing you of the ability a council has to make a change. By joining the council of a group or organisation, you may become involved with in the future. It enables you to observe and gain an understanding of the happenings of the institution. You are given the chance to speak up, have an opinion, and facilitate change and improvements. Councils within your community are a way of voicing your ideas and making valuable change. I would encourage you to become involved in your council if you have anything you'd like to advocate for. I would also like to take this opportunity to wish all my Year 12 peers the best for the weeks and years to come. If 2020 has taught us anything, it is how to cope with change, be resilient, and embrace what lies before us. After this year, we are certainly ready for what life throws at us. All the best, class of 2020.
Thanks, Caitlin. Very wise words. All right, so big thanks to Mr. Richardson, and I'd now like to call on one of my other house managers, Mr. Clancy. I've been truly blessed in the 6 years that I've worked with your cohort. I've had the dream team to work with. The hot of maths, the hot of science, Miss Chapman, Miss Cooper, Miss Marshman, who would love to be here, but she's running a show on the other side of the school. So how lucky am I? And then we have quite an extended team of people who all have your best interests at heart. Our YSCs, our Girls Academy staff. It's dangerous actually to rattle off a list because you might leave someone out, but they know who they are. All right, so Mr. Clancy, you have the job of congratulating the second half of our academic top students. So for hospitality practices, I'd like to call on Jessica Griffin. Industrial graphics skills, Mr. Jake Welsh. Information Communication Technologies and Modern History, Brett Brady. Archie Hines, come back up, Legal Studies. For our new subject we introduced last year, Literature, Olivia Bosley has topped that one. Well done, Olivia. Marine Science, Adam Moffat. Also for Modern History, Lily Jane Kelly.
Hi, Jed.
So I'm always looking for phys ed teachers. So Emily Miles topped Physical Education and Sport and Recreation. Hope you're considering teaching. Science in Practice is Jessie Conjar. Remember where you are. For Social and Community Studies, Alyssa Mason. For Tourism, Lauren Skiri. And Visual Art, Madison Hewitt. All right, big thanks to Mr. Clancy for his assistance. Now you must bear in mind, none of these speeches have been rehearsed. People have written their own words from the heart, and today is the first time that they're having an opportunity to share those words with you. So I'll now call on Alana to talk to you about her experiences in our Student Council through 2020.
Good afternoon. As many of you may know, my name is Alvine and I was the 2020 Student Council Vice President. Today I'm here to talk about how 2020 went for us, the challenges we faced, and the achievements for the year. The Council started the year with high hopes and many dreams for a legacy item that could improve our school. With thoughts of building a new undercover area at the multi-purpose courts, we got quotes for how much this would cost us and made many plans for how we could fundraise the needed money. But then we faced our first problem. Because of past installations, the Student Council was left in a deficit. Then we faced our second problem, COVID-19, which stopped us from running all fundraisers we had originally planned, meaning we were getting no income and remained in debt. But with the help from teachers on the council, year level coordinators and eased restrictions, we were able to run small fundraisers such as snow cone stores and sausage sizzles. These fundraisers have raised enough money to erase almost all of our debt. As for a legacy item for 2020, the PNC was kind enough to collaborate with us and allowing us to share a plaque with them in the new shaded area at the Oval that will eventually have new seating put in and garden beds redone. It has been an honour to act as Vice President of the Student Council this year, and I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I have been given through this role. I wish you all the best of luck for your exams and the future. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Alane. So, Mr. Robinson, do you mind being the award congratulator, please? So, these are a set of special awards. And just so you're aware, we're not doing every single special award this afternoon. There are 8 of the key ones left for our formal on the 20th. So you still have some stuff to wait for. So please, if you didn't receive something today, then there may be an opportunity that you are one of the recipients for one of those 8 awards for the formal. So the first one is the Lions Club of Harvey Bay Award. This is for a student achieving top results who is not ATAR eligible for at least Year 12, studying 4 applied subjects. So that student this year is Paula Robertson. Okay. The Central Queensland University Associate Vice Chancellor Award is one that's given to a student who has exceptionally high confirmed marks and is planning on going on to tertiary study in the future. We are able to issue those 2 CQU Vice Chancellor Awards to Archie Hines and Emily Honfei. The next one is the Wallace Award. Now, the Wallace family is a group that went through our school. Benson was in the opening group of grade 8s in 1992 and an OP1 back in the OP days in 1996. And then his siblings all came through our school as well and did an awesome job. I think they all got OPs 1. So the Wallace Award is going to a graduating student who has achieved outstanding results within the fields of science, technology, engineer and mathematics. This year's, for 2020, is awarded to Adam Moffat.
What was this one for?
It's on your certificate. It's like a STEM award for the type of subjects that you selected. You've done outstanding. His mum and dad will be so proud. Now, is Mr. Barnes still in here? Because he was supposed to give an award. He had to go. All right. We'll catch Mr. Barnes. Oh. So as you're aware, thank you very much, Mr. Robinson. You'll be back on the stage in just a minute. So Mr. Barnes is in charge of our international students. I'll let him have a chat about what he's doing.
I don't need that. Speaking of him. Hi guys. So as you're aware, we are an international school, and every year we see anywhere from 20 to 120 international students come through. One of the great traditions we have at our school is when the internationals leave, we hold a barbecue down the beach. However, given the situation as it is, most of our international students had to go home early. It's a great shame. We are still keeping in touch with those guys, but we've been really fortunate that we've had 2 students from our international program manage to stay with us all the way through. One of those guys is in grade 11, and I think you know who the guy in grade 12 is.
Where is he?
Now I'm going to make an apology to Brian straight away, because every year and every time someone leaves I give them a gift bag, and it always comes with one very, very special thing in there. And I'm saving those until the very end. But Brian, if you'd like to come up and just receive your gift pack and your certificate, and I'll show the people. And Brian was a lot of things to us. He's been with us for 3 years, and it's pretty rare that an international student becomes an international buddy to other international students. But Brian is such a thing. So he actually gets the EQI Global Leader badge, which I've been hanging on to for 3 years. But he deserves it. You put it on. So would you like a hand, Brian? That's one of the things I like about Brian's, his casual attitude. There's a little special gift in there which he won't open now. And Brian and I often have long talks. We often have long talks about coffee. So we got Brian a special coffee mug that he can take on his European trip for him when he goes next time. So well done, Brian. I know it's COVID.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Mr. Barnes. All right, we're on the home stretch now, everybody. So these special awards are given to students who display outstanding application in their chosen area over the year. They have contributed significantly to the positive tone of Urangan State High School. So, and the name that they're given is the Principal's Special Endeavour Awards. So as I call your name, can you pop back up? Yes, Mr. Robinson will issue you with your beautiful glass plaque. Be careful with them, they do break. So firstly, Cadell Barnes. Jed Bennett. Rhett Brady. Jackson Brisky. Isaac Ferret. Sophia Lysard. Emily Miles. Georgia will get hers at the formal. Ashlyn Pierce. Paula Robertson, I believe, is absent, and so are the Springall twins. Chelsea Twitt. Was Chelsea with us today? Yes, beautiful. And Chloe Veerman. All right, thank you. You can really sit down now, Mr. Robinson. Thank you for your support throughout today's ceremony. So to close our event, I'd like to call on our school captains, Erin Ellison and Jed Bennett.
Erin and I will now close the ceremony.
Thank you to the teachers for your support, reassurance and understanding of the circumstances that we as students have been coping with and constantly pushing us to achieve.
Thank you to Miss Buxton and Mrs Cooper for the organisation of this event and all the work you put in behind the scenes to make this possible.
Thank you to all the students for your respect throughout the ceremony, and congratulations to all the award recipients for your hard work and dedication throughout the year. And good luck everyone for their exams.